Good afternoon, Tank. How you doing?
All is well. What's up with my Tolos?
Hey, man. They love that. Yes, everything is well. You know, to be 1-0 and going up against the Giants, a team that you've had a lot of success against over your career. How you feeling this week?
Yeah, we 1-1, but that's a good way to put it in perspective, you know, moving on to the next game. You know, it's a great opportunity to get better as a team, as a unit, defensive unit, and, you know, also come out 2-1.
That would be nice. Now, before we talk about what needs to happen for that, we were all saying what happened on that 19-play drive. You guys just destroyed the Bengals pretty much for 4 quarters. Other than that 9 minutes, what was it that allowed them to get going and have that outlier drive on you?
I would say the penalty we had on 4th down, that punt situation.
Mm-hmm.
We should have been off the field. You know, small mistake. You know, but you know it's huge, and you know that time of the game. You know, so I feel like that was one of the reasons, but also. You know, once you hit the 50, the playbook opens back up, so you don't know if you're going to get a run or a pass. And, you know, I feel like that's what the case was.
Are you nervous out there about the penalties? How is that right now as a player, considering what happened last year in the first couple of games?
Oh, no. You know, I mean, if you turn down your hits, then they possibly going to score a touchdown. So I say, you know, you have to live by the gun, die by the gun. You're going to have to take your shot, basically.
All right.
Hey, I was going to ask you this, DeMarcus. How many times did AD in the film room the next day when he was showing everybody the tape point you out for all your hustle plays that you made? I'll tell you what, I have never seen. I mean, but that's your game. I totally get that's your game. But how many times do you get pointed out for the young guys to see the effort that you were given on some of those run plays, sidelines to sidelines, the way you were playing?
Yeah, I feel like you know that's the way our coaches you know teach us how to play the game. But also, you know, as a leader, I feel like you know it's my duty and my job, you know, to sit here and be an example and you know make those plays down the field and you know be running to the ball all the time because you know if it start up top, you know the rest of the team should follow.
All right, Tank, we're headed to New York, taking on the Giants, division rival. It's always an important game. I'm curious from a road environment standpoint, from a hostility standpoint, New York, where does that rank amongst the division?
Oh, man, you know, love New York. You know, it's great energy playing on the road, especially a division rival. You know, I don't feel like, you know, this is really what the game of football is about and, you know, being in these type of rivalries. You know, that don't happen years before us, and now we get to put our mark on it.
Tank, as we look at the Giants and they're 2-0, and you know with a whole new group of coaching staff and everything like that, though. But they still Daniel Jones, and he still has that ability to run the football. It looked like to me watching their games that there was that thought of maybe the read option stuff. And as a defensive end, is it so important to play with your eyes and the discipline this week when you got a guy that runs the ball like that?
I mean, it's discipline every week. But I feel like those are the fundamentals that you learn, you know, throughout your years playing football and throughout training camp with the system that you're in. And, you know, the system that I'm in with DQ, I feel like, you know, all that goes out the window because we have speed everywhere. And it's hard to just, you know, sit down on a DN and now you might have Micah, a linebacker out there. So, you know, you never know what you're going to get.
You know, 2 years ago, you had that strip sack on Jones, Anthony Brown. He picked it up and ran it in. Is that your favorite play you've ever made against the Giants, or does another one stand out?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I've been playing against the Giants for the last 8 years, and, you know, I had, you know, some good plays against them throughout my career.
7 sacks you've had against those guys.
Oh, yeah. So you can't forget about big brother Eli. You know?
You miss him?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay, but the Eagles Giants fan compared to, like, Eagles fan, is there a clear difference in hostility there?
You talking about through the fan?
Yeah,
Oh,
the fans, the road environment.
Absolutely. It's totally different environment, you know. I mean, shoot, even for Washington, you know, I ain't never seen that many Cowboy fans in a different city, especially a rival city, you know, like Washington. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's different atmospheres everywhere, especially the Eagles. And, that's a great opportunity, to go up there, and, disappoint their fans too.
Yeah, I was at a tailgate in Washington, and these Cowboys fans took over this parking lot. They had this DJ asking, "What does the DC stand for?" And they were just hollering, "Dallas Cowboys." And that was pretty dang intense, I tell you that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the Cowboy fans travel real nice.
It's especially when you start to talk about the division, those division games, DeMarcus, is that something that's like, does that, I know you play at a high level all the time, but do you even get up even more for those division games?
I wouldn't say get up anymore. I don't think, especially in this game, you can get too high or too low.
Sure.
You have to stay neutral, stay focused, and, determined to, reach your goal. And, with the division games, I feel like, those are the games that, prove if you're going to be in the playoffs this year or not. And, if you win your division, you got a higher chance to, make it to the playoffs. So that's why I feel like it's more importance on those games.
It's DeMarcus Lawrence here with you on the Fan. So, Micah Parsons off to a pretty good start there in the sack category. Tank, is this a good matchup for you to make up some ground there? And I don't think you can let him get too much farther ahead.
Yeah, man. He took off so fast. I don't feel like there's no, stopping him now. But it's definitely a great opportunity for me to, catch up for sure.
Hey, there was a report this week on part of why Dan Quinn stayed with the Cowboys, even though teams were trying to make him a head coach, is he didn't want anybody else coaching this defense because he knew how good it could be. How special is Dan Quinn for you guys, and how good are we talking here, Tank?
Oh, man, he's great. And that's much respect too, DQ, for staying with us and, helping us continue to grow each and every day. But, no question, man. The sky is not the limit for this defense. I feel like, our communication is getting better each and every day. Our bond together is getting better. And, the system is designed, just for, the type of guys that we have. So I feel like it's a perfect match, and, only time will tell.
I don't know if you saw it today, but Jerry Jones said he would like a quarterback controversy if Cooper Rush played incredibly well. I've always thought teams would want to avoid a quarterback controversy. What do you think about that?
Ain't no telling what Jerry meant by that. Basically probably trying to keep y'all on y'all toes.
Sure.
He did that.
Yeah. Hey, Tank, you mentioned about the defense and how it's schemed to you guys and stuff. It's got to be a lot of fun for a guy like yourself that can play multiple positions and multiple spots to come in every week and have a different type of a game plan. Some days you might play that 3, other times you play the end or move you around. Talk about that, and just when you get that game plan, how excited you are to see what DQ has for you guys that week.
Yeah, man. I feel like it brings out my personality, being able to move around and go against those different matchups and things like that. But also, get the offense different looks. It's hard to sit here and study one person all week long, and then next thing you know, you don't get to see them until 1 or 2 times a game. So I feel like it gives us so many more opportunities to make plays.
Help us out, Tank. How do you know when you need to take Jerry seriously?
When he gives you a serious answer. I feel like that answer when serious. I feel like he probably said it in a joking manner. But you never know. We're always out here, competing and, working hard, for our job. So you never know.
Tank, I'm curious, all of you guys in that locker room, a handful of you have some pretty fun side hustles and other business ventures that you participate in. And I'm curious, how much conversing do you do about that? Because I just learned one about Trayvon Diggs that I want to discuss with you here in a minute. But I don't know how much, I know Danucci's got his Dallas brand that he's doing. I don't know how much of this stuff you guys really discuss with each other.
Yeah. I don't know, what type of conversations the other guys have, but yeah, me and the D-line definitely, discuss it, when we have a long time in our meeting rooms and stuff.
Okay, so are you familiar with Trayvon Diggs' underwear?
Yeah, man, he got it all on Instagram and everything.
Okay, so is he trying to get the whole team rocking? You know what it's called, right?
No, what it's called?
It's called Sax Underwear.
Sax?
Sax. Which I think is perfect for a guy like you, who's a kind of a sack artist, sack master. So it would make sense for the D-line and the pass rushers to wear these things. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs is flaunting around the Sax Underwear. Has he been trying to coax you into putting these things on?
No, man. Maybe he's trying to wait for a Christmas present or something.
That'd be good for all of us.
What type of are we, Tank? Are we a boxers guy? Or are we a briefs guy?
Definitely a briefs.
Definitely briefs. Okay, now what about like the game day attire? Where do we go from an undergarment standpoint? Is it like the girdle, like a kind of a tights situation?
Yeah, just probably compression shorts.
Now, is the jockstrap still alive in the NFL, or have we done away with that?
No, most definitely it's still alive. Some guys play some positions where, it can get a little dirty.
Tank, do we have any Whitey Tighty guys on the Cowboys team right now?
Whitey Tighty. I don't know, man. I ain't in the locker room looking at butts like that.
There you go.
All right, fair enough. But it'd be funny. It'd be kind of comical if you have one of these guys walking around in the Whitey Tighties. I'm sure. I mean, it's just one of those deals. If you see Whitey Tighties, there's a double take that goes down there.
No, I don't think these boys clean enough to wear Whitey Tighties.
Wow. Fair enough. Been a couple of decades since we've seen those in an NFL locker room. Thank you so much, Tank. Thanks for checking in with the Tolos. Give those Giants hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Most definitely, fellas.
There.